You asked me what's in it. I was like, oh yeah, there's a box there. Yeah. That's right. I don't know. I can't gauge its accuracy, but it seems I think it's a small church. See, this is what welcome means, right? Like that's, you know, she's like, oh,
practicing radical inclusion by waiting for the last few people who have just pulled up to come in before we start. Sometimes change is uncomfortable. It's valuable.
Welcome. My name is Mary Angela. I'm Vice President of the Fellowship Board this year. Come, whoever you are, holding various beliefs, whatever your skin color, whatever your age or gender identity, whatever your abilities, whoever you love. You are welcome at the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship of Statesboro. You are welcome in this, our religious home. I extend a warm welcome to our visitors and guests. And I don't think we have any guests. Other than kids. For the month of July, half of our offering, not designated as pledge, will go to the UUFS religious education program. Thank you for sharing the resources during our offertory later in the service. Now I invite you to join with me in reciting our congregational affirmation. Love is the spirit of this fellowship, and service is its prayer. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another. Our worship leader this morning is the Reverend Samara.
Somebody sing the Rocky theme song. So, I have some opening words for you. This is an excerpt from Deuteronomy, specifically chapter 32, verses 48 through 52, minus the vengeful God parts. On that very day, the Lord addressed Moses as follows: "Ascend this mountain of the Abarim, Mount Nebo, which is in the land of Moab across from Jericho, and view the land of Canaan, which I am giving to the Israelites for a possession. You shall die there on the mountain that you ascend, and shall be gathered to your kin, as your brother Aaron died on Mount Hor, and was gathered to his kin. Although you may view the land from a distance, you shall not enter it." Kind of harsh, right? In a manner of speaking, and in the moment of prophesying Moses' death, God asked Moses to hold the line. So what does it mean faithfully to endure? To hold the line against seemingly relentless ravages of hatred, polarization, and disconnection, especially when endurance may feel out of reach, and when a coordinated, loving resistance is most urgently needed. What does it mean to stay rooted in love in fraught times, and how do we fuel a culture of care and connection? Come, let us worship together and find out. Our chalice lighting words are by Kathleen Henry. Indwelling Spirit God, you are here, you are now. Together we shape this moment. Our power to love, to grow, to be, to free and to be free shapes this moment and thus changes the future forever.
Nope.
Now please rise in body or spirit while we sing our chalice response. Rise up, O flame, 2 times round.
Rise up, O flame, light of my glory, show your worst beauty, vision and joy. Rise up, O flame, light of my glory, show your worst beauty, vision and joy.
And while you're at it, will you please greet one another for the day?
This is a meal. Yeah, you remember the Martha.
Okay. I'm maybe I need one of those. Some days I'm like, who am I? Everyone else. I was like, that's a really weird question if you could ask me.
And now will you turn to the back of the room and say hello to the monitor? Say hi, everybody online.
Yeah, but when you're right.
Would like to participate in our story plus a surprise today. We're going to do a brief all ages afterthoughts after the story right here. So please come on up if you would like to. And I will say, it's going to be on the screen today, so if you want to be able to, because I don't have a book, it's a video, we're going to watch the book on the screen, so if you can see that, then you're ready, or if you can hear it.
The Little Engine That Could by Waddy Piper. Chug, 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 puff, puff, puff. Ding dong, ding dong. The little train rumbled over the track. She was a happy little train. Her cars were filled with toy animals, giraffes with long necks, Teddy bears with almost no necks at all, and even a baby elephant. There were dolls and the funniest little toy clowns you ever saw. But that was not all. Some cars are filled with swim things for boys and girls to eat, and lollipops for afternoon treats. The little train was carrying all these wonderful things to the little boys and girls on the other side of the mountain. She puffed along merrily, and all of a sudden, she stopped. She simply could not go another inch. Her wheels would not turn. "Here comes shiny new engine," said the little toy clown who jumped out of the train. "Please, shiny new engine, won't you pull our train over the mountain? Our engine has broken down, and the boys and girls on the other side won't have any toys to play with or good food to eat unless you help us." But the shiny new engine snorted. "I pull you? I'm the passenger engine. My train has sleeping cars and a dining car with waiters. I pull the likes of you, and he's not." And off he steamed. Soon the little clown called out, "Look, a great big strong engine is coming. Please, big engine," cried all the dolls and toys, "won't you pull our train over the mountain?" "I've just pulled a train with big heavy machines. I'm a very important engine indeed. I won't pull the likes of you." The big engine puffed off. The little train and all the dolls and toys were very sad. "The big engine is not the only one in the world," cried the little toy clown. "Here comes another. He looks very old and tired, but our train is so little. Perhaps he can help us." But the rusty old engine sighed. "I'm so tired. I must rest my weary wheels. I cannot pull even so little a train as yours over the mountain. I cannot. I cannot. I cannot." And off he rumbled. By now the dolls and toys were ready to cry. But the little clown said, "Here comes the little blue engine, a very little one, but maybe she will help us." The very little engine came chugging merrily along. "What is the matter, my friends?" she asked kindly. "Will you pull us over the mountain?" cried the dolls and toys. "Our engine has broken down, and the good boys and girls on the other side won't have any toys to play with or good food to eat unless you help us." "I'm not very big. I've never been over the mountain, but I think I can. I think I can. I think I can." And the little blue engine hitched herself to the train. She tugged and pulled and pulled and tugged, and slowly, slowly, slowly they started off. Puff, puff, chug, chug went the little blue engine. "I think I can. I think I can. I think I can. I think I can." Up, 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 faster and faster the little engine climbed until at last it reached the top of the mountain. "Hooray! Hooray!" cried the little clown and all the dolls and toys. "The good little boys and girls in the city will be happy because you helped us." And the little blue engine smiled and seemed to say as she puffed steadily down the mountain, "I thought I could. I thought I could. I thought I could." Thanks for reading with story time. If you'd like to hear more stories, please subscribe.
We're using the video, might as well get a little airtime for the person putting. Can you turn the lights back on, Mary? Thank you so much. So, I have a couple of questions for an all ages afterthoughts. Are y'all up to talking about that story a little bit? If you want? Okay, the grown-ups are going to think about these questions in the inside voices, but y'all can feel free to talk. So, first of all, what did you think about that story? Have you heard it before? It's a new one to you? Yeah, this one has been around for a little while, but not everybody has read it yet. I have a particular question. What do you think made those toys and dolls keep searching for a helper train, even though so many trains said no?
Because it was almost Christmas.
It's almost Christmas. Yeah. Yeah, all the little girls and boys wouldn't have those food and those toys. It was really important. It was really important to keep trying, right? Yeah. Have you ever done something that you didn't think at first that you could do? Yeah, I see it. What is it? What did you do?
So I have ADHD and I forgot to do everything.
Yeah.
So, I forgot to talk to my mom like nicely. So I was like,
You have some experience though with like trying and trying and trying. I have ADHD too. I feel you, my friend. Okay. If you think of it, how about, did you have something? Somebody else? I saw somebody else nodding. Did you want to share it too? Yeah?
I lost all my sleep and I'm like, why am I in here?
You slept walked and you asked, why are you in here? And then what did you do?
And I looked at my bedroom and said, why am I in here still?
So and then did you take yourself back to bed? Or you went to find somebody to help?
I was trying to find Logan and he was asleep. And I was trying to go to bed. And he was
Yeah. Was that really hard? Yeah. And you did it anyway? Awesome. Does anybody have anything else they want to share about that story before we sing you to your classes? No? Awesome. Thank you for participating in the first ever All Ages Afterthoughts that I have done. So now we are going to say our children's affirmation. Y'all can dance. Do you know what this one is with the hand movements and stuff? Do you want to turn around and show them how it's done? You can stand up. But we'll all say it and try it together, okay? We are
Unitarian Universalists, people of open minds, loving hearts, and helping hands.
And if we'll make the bridge, we will sing you to your classes. Thank you, beloved.
Beneath our arms, we shelter you. You warm our hearts as you pass through. May our love guide you as you go, to help you learn and help you grow.
I have a bonus hymn for us today. It's a newer one to me, and so I wasn't sure how much y'all would know it. So Owen is going to play through the melody of one verse for us before we start singing. And you are welcome to remain where you are. And if you feel moved to rise in body or spirit, you may do that as we sing hymn number 324 together. Where my free spirit onward leads.
Thank you.
y'all think about that? Is it a new one for anybody? Awesome. Well, now is the time in our service to be invited to make an offering of your time, or your treasure, to support the work of this church, both within and beyond these walls. If today is your first time with us, please do not feel obligated to contribute. You are our guests today, and at any rate, please do not feel obligated to contribute. If you're not the type to carry cash, or you may choose to donate online, you can use the QR code. And if your treasure is scarce, but you would like to make an offering of your time, your passion, or your talents towards the thriving of this community, please feel free to chat with any of the board members after service. Board members, raise your hands. There's a couple. All right. Could you play some instrumental for us, invite you into a moment of reflection. This is Good Trouble Lives On Weekend of Action, July 17th through 19th, in honor of incredible, legendary activist and statesman John Lewis, who died 6 years ago this weekend. He said, "Ours is not the struggle of one day, 1 week, or 1 year. Ours is not the struggle of one judicial appointment or presidential term. Ours is the struggle of a lifetime, or maybe even many lifetimes, and each one of us in every generation must do our part." And from the Good Trouble Lives On materials, I have this to add about what this weekend means. At the core of the crisis facing our democracy is the denial and dilution of the fundamental rights to vote, especially for Black, Latino, Asian, and Native voters. For nearly 50 years, the Voting Rights Act was an unparalleled tool for combating that denial. Federal legislation like the John Lewis Voting Rights Advancement Act can strengthen its protections to advance a multiracial, inclusive democracy and give us back the power to determine the future of our families and communities. So as we reflect today on what it means to hold the line, let us honor the legacy of John Lewis by engaging in some voting rights action together. Now, Amy texted me this morning, they were unable to be here today, and I believe Lynn also could not be here, but the social justice team is working on some ways for you to participate, and we will share about that later in the service. For now, let your mind come to this moment and breathe. Breathe at your natural pace and settle into your body, into your skin, with all of its flaws and strengths. And let this moment be. When I was on LiveJournal, approximately 1.2 million years ago, one of my writer friends named Jody Paul had named her channel with a phrase that has stuck with me all these years: hewing serenity, to carve out a place for your peace. There is such muscle and commitment in that phrase. I think a little muscle or grit and commitment are all necessary to hold the line in this era of the church, let alone in this era of our nation. There are so many intersecting crises, it would be impossible to name them all. But isn't it during periods of crisis that people demonstrate again and again the fact and beauty of our interconnectedness? You remember all those people sharing extension cords so folks could recharge their phones during those blizzard blackouts in the north a few years ago? Impromptu block parties and cookouts following hurricanes as food needed to be eaten before it would spoil. Big box stores opening their doors to share AC and power during critical heat waves and power outages. The ways that people keep reaching toward each other. We keep reaching toward each other, and the way that crisis reveals an essential kinship that has not once been truly eradicated in all the millennia that the power-hungry have tried. People know how to hold a line. The people in this church do too. So what do I mean when I say holding the line? Originally, this phrase referred to a military tactic where a literal line of troops would arrange themselves to prevent enemy combatants from advancing, from breaking through and advancing. The phrase has since moved into corporate and conversational realms and refers metaphorically to any act designed to keep things together in times of crisis, or to keep a bad situation from worsening when the chips are down. I might describe this as a kind of tightening of energies, or a splinting, or a hunkering down, right? An act of preservation, an act of endurance. There may not be much art to it, but it was never about beauty, it was about survival. So theologically speaking, this idea of tightening or splinting is a little trickier. Firstly, because there are times when deploying firm resistance is valuable, even necessary. Secondly, because there are times when deploying firm resistance is harmful and destructive. The trickiness is in being able to discern the difference and act accordingly. Here's an example of beneficial, firm resistance. In the book, Let This Radicalize You, authors Hayes and Kaba share about a lower-income community in Chicago along one of the rivers that kept fighting with the city for life-saving flotation devices to be installed near a high-risk area where a young girl had drowned. These efforts kept being denied by bureaucratic processes until another youth tragically drowned in the same area. At that point, the neighborhood had had enough. They had already had enough, but this was the breaking point, right? They decided to purchase and install their own flotation devices on this public land. But because it was public land, subject to the particular rules and laws that those bureaucrats were tracking, the park rangers kept removing the devices. For 4 days straight, the neighborhood activists purchased and replaced the floats and then filmed every day when the park rangers took them down. Those videos of them removing those devices spread on social media. And the narrative turned against them, the bureaucratic processes, so hard that rather than succumb to the very obvious negative optics and impacts of removing those life-saving flotation devices because the rules said so, the city officials finally capitulated and authorized the life-saving devices to be permanently installed. The people in those neighborhoods knew what they needed. They worked together and researched it and articulated a solution and then refused to back down until their very reasonable needs were answered. They worked together with coordinated endurance, with agency, with an understanding of the risks, and full knowledge of who would benefit. Several lives have been saved since their installation. Here's some examples of destructive firmness or resistance to growth. Anytime anyone in dominant culture or carrying lots of privilege preserves their assumptions and expectations about society rather than believing a marginalized person's lived experience. Anytime anyone values being right over being connected or vulnerable or whole. Refusal to engage in accountability and repair processes when harm occurs within a covenanted relationship. These destructive forms of rigidity don't so much protect as box someone into a comfort zone. And we know that healing doesn't happen deep inside the center of a comfort zone, does it, my loves? It's called a growing edge for a reason. Successfully holding a line then can not only be about survival, there has to be in it a guiding purpose aimed at thriving. So there is a reason I'm talking to you about holding the line today. At the most local level here in this church is on the cusp of change as I approach the very end of my agreed on time with you all as your minister. This will affect some more than others, that's natural. But I hope you will investigate with each other why it will affect some more than others, and work together to level out that impact by working with each other. It may mean getting to know someone you don't know very well yet, or consider participating in the life of the church, in the life of this church in a way that you haven't yet. More broadly, this time of rising authoritarianism in our nation and our world requires all who are working to build the beloved community to gird and guard ourselves and each other, and to serve the most vulnerable among us, to be a true sanctuary in the storm. This requires grit. It requires preparation. Some of this y'all are already doing. Sneeze on the truth, as my grandmother would say. Sorry, that was, it's reflex at this point. So our prophetic imperative as Unitarian Universalists is to work to bring about the beloved community. And this is a form of change that will not be realized in our lifetimes. I recently had an epiphany that brought these ideas home to me in a deeply personal way. Now, I have spent years honing my mind and my heart and my understanding of my call to ministry based on the ideas that we have been talking about today. The work of liberation is long. The connectedness of a community is found in the quality and depth of its relationships. The beloved community will not arise in this lifetime. I knew all these things. I believed them. And it wasn't until recently that I understood down to the very cells of my body, the fiber of my being, what that means. Now, I have carried a strange sort of homesickness for as long as I can remember. I thought it was because I was an expat mountain person, accidentally born in the flatlands of Florida. But it came to me in a flash while I was reading Salsa, Soul, and Spirit, that this homesick feeling was actually a longing, not for another place, but for another time. the community of my deepest and truest personal belonging, of my most prophetic of prophetic imaginings, the place I could call home that would answer that longing. It does not exist yet. My home exists in the future, and I am a representative come to now to help it be born. It will exist, and I now understand my purpose and my sense of place is more about vocation than location. I am here now, helping it come to be so that someday a future generation of beloveds will feel the belonging that for me will only ever be longing. This realization converted that small thread of static that hissed constantly at the back of my heart and my mind into a deep well of peace, of surrender, and of grief. I surrendered to the truth of it, and it utterly changed my relationship with that longing. To accept that my place is here and now, and that poignancy is a part of the job description. For me, it was kind of a Moses moment. Hence the quote, the reading from Deuteronomy. And I fully believe that every single person in here is a potential Moses, embodying faithful leadership towards a future you know you cannot partake of. This is the part worth grieving. And yet, in the grieving, in the honoring of our place in the world, our places in the world, our places in this time, we may be much better resourced to hold that line. Whether we are holding lines of protest or lines tied to life-saving flotation devices, surrendering to your place in the grand scheme of things doesn't mean you will never experience joy or rest or community or connection or peace or play or delight. It means that the need for those things to exist, is much stronger for those who are meant to endure at the flexion points of history, and also that they are all the more poignant for their fleeting nature. I share this with you because I think that sometimes Unitarian Universalists don't always understand ourselves as fully embodying this place and time for a reason. I'm looking at those of us especially who are soon to be or will soon be engaging in the work of deconstructing internalized white supremacy culture as white people. And I think that some of us in this movement think that our hard work will yield just an individual reward, a just and individual reward, that every person will experience re-entry into Eden or balance or harmony, that it will happen in this lifetime. But here's the thing. That's what Paul believed too, according to his letters. And for all that he is the second most popular dude in Christendom, he and those who took him literally definitely made things more complicated for us today. Because the calcification of that expectation, that idea, the way it became a rigid feature of some forms of Christianity today, a tradition in which Unitarian Universalism has its roots, that the kingdom of God would arrive in this lifetime, and that if you are alive today, it's imminent. This idea that was supposed to be fluid and flexible and responsive and collective and liberated and alive got cemented into a system so that in any generation of the last 2,000 years, take your pick, there have been people who expected the kingdom of God to arrive at their doorstep. or on the silver. It's like colonizing heaven. And while many UUs don't believe in a Christian God or subscribe to its theologies, think of all the times that a UU church has asked someone to come to their doorstep, pulpit, think of all the times that a UU church has asked someone to come to this pulpit, to their pulpit, for their own education, and then that expectation and education stopped the moment that person left the pulpit. There is passivity in that is not aligned with our values, and it is not aligned with a cell-deep understanding of the fact of our interdependence that allows some of us to rest in comfort while some of us are dying. And so, beloveds, I am asking you to hold the line, not just because change is coming to this church, and I know y'all can rise to that occasion. I am asking you to reflect on whether you have inadvertently been colonizing heaven in your unexamined beliefs about what is required of you individually and collectively in this moment, in this era, in this place, in this time. And to gently and lovingly remind you that holding the line never meant doing it alone. Holding the line is only ever done, can only ever be done as a group, acting in common interest, coordinated and enduring. I also want to remind you that there are many ways to hold a line that make life meaningful, that do the work of liberation, that make the struggle worthwhile. Because though we here in this room or at this time may not live to see the fruits of our struggle, we may not personally reach the promised land, we can still live, must still live, with the prophetic understanding that promise is possible and worth fighting for. And that there are lines worth holding all around us. A tapestry thread is a kind of line. Art is a powerful medium of prophetic practice that reminds us of our humanity time and again. A jump rope is a kind of line because play is how we learn and grow and connect. A country line dance is a kind of line because joy is available and deepening in its sharing, and deepened in its sharing. And we are all connected by the lines of Indra's net, the interdependent web of all being. Now, the wisdom of indigenous peoples has taught us that holding the seventh generation in mind when taking any action is one way of doing this, of bridging the now with the future and bridging the local with the global, all held in a moral framework rooted in interdependence. Carl Jung said, the soul dwells partly in eternity and partly in time. Holding line from the center of your soul or the center of your values, the center of your being, requires a sort of dual presence in both eternity and time. The short-term responsiveness required to meet this moment, and the long-term commitment to the work of liberation on which path each of us will only ever be a single brick. Both require a commitment to relationships, deep, committed, collaborative, trust-built, tried and true and tried again and truer still relationships. And understanding who you are and what you bring to the table in order to show up in those relationships with fullness and authenticity. You with your gifts and your limitations, with the individual vulnerability that grows collective durability. We're going to close with a little exercise to practice, because you know I love how much y'all love talking to each other. Please turn to your closest neighbor or two, no more than 3 folks at a time, please, and take about 4 or 5 minutes to answer these prompts. Please be sure everyone who wishes to share has a chance to do so. And if you choose, you may sit in reflective silence together if that is what you are called to do. Please turn to your neighbor. What is one worry you have about the future? And what is one reason you are grateful to be alive now in this difficult time? I'll call you back to the time you
Oh my god. I get out of here.
You just talk to each other.
How are you? About the future. Right?
Is the arc of history still bending in the right direction?
Yeah, we're already.
Well, at least there's somebody trying to bend in the right direction. Seems to be fair number.
I worry that the next generation won't get to see the fruits of what we instilled in this generation. All the fights that we fought, all the vigilant that we had. I feel like it will be monotonous and we'll lose that love. I worry because there's so much political turmoil. It's very scary.
I worry that essentially what they did was kind of other people come. I don't know. I doubt that you consulted your Facebook.
Yeah, and the fact that we have to say goodbye to the I'm not going to plan.
But I did get I would say that
That's all you have to say.
Okay.
lots of people are worried.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. One reason you were grateful to be alive is
What did you say?
I'm grateful that I do get to life. That I do get to be in a time where silence is.
It's going to be a challenge for you
I'm
to navigate.
grateful that I get to be in love.
Married soon. Not a woman. You hear so much about
And then
complexity of modern
You've been here a couple of times. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I know you've been here before, but I mean, you've never, like in the past, you've never.
I've been working in Catholic and Baptist and atheist and everything else under the sun.
And you too? Is this like yours?
Yeah, I actually grew all over the place.
Funny how it works out.
My priest was one of my relationships to Orange. Yeah, we used to go. When I started asking questions, there is kind of when things started going awry. He's like, his family was actually in charge of most of the he's like, I stopped and called me till later. He was like, okay. He's like, find something that works for you. Oh, I mean, honestly. He was amazing. I honestly, every time higher up. Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Hawaiian culture's a lot different too.
Well, that's, yeah. So you grew up? Okay, wait, see the surfboard tattoo? Wait, what is that?
That's all the poems.
Oh, that's Hawaii.
When I was 21.
Okay, you start to bring your thoughts to
I had my 21st birthday.
Very interesting. And you were born.
I do believe that there are rising to the occasion.
So, well, it's nice to know more about you.
Go in. But well, like, there are groups that have kind of always been there and you in the back line and didn't pay too much attention. And something useful, important.
All right, beloved, we're going to sing a song together. Please feel free to rise in body or spirit and join in singing My Life Goes On, an endless song, number 1 in your gray hymnal. And I hope you know it's going to be a little energetic. So, got to get that blood flowing. And now is the time in our service when we invite you to share with the community and the internet anything that you would like to have the community know about, whether you would like to double your joy or have the weight of your concern or your sorrow. I invite you to come and light a candle or speak your words. I say the internet because we are live streaming, and so please know that if there is anything that is too private to share, you may come speak to me after the service or reach out to the pastoral care associate for attention. Oh, we
going to keep my aunt and uncle in their thoughts. We lost my 13-year-old cousin. That's been heavy on my heart.
Who wants a kitten? I have such joyous news today. I just got offered a promotion at the clinic. I'm now the director of outreach and marketing for a brighter alternative ABA, and it is an honor to be of service in this capacity. And just life is so good. Life is so good, and every single person in the seats here makes it that much better. So thank you for being here.
Hi, I'm Al. Samara, I just want to say you create and deliver powerful sermons and discussion opportunities, and I appreciate it. I am glad that you came back one more time officially. We're going to miss you. Congratulations on your new role with UU at the district level. Don't be a stranger, and maybe you'll grace our pulpit sometime in the future.
I will light a candle of thanks. I forget my own device. Here we go. I am lighting a candle of thanks because it has been truly a gift to companion you all in this phase of your ministry. And my heart is big enough to hold all the pain that there is in this room today, all the love that there is in this room today. And I just thank you all for being here and online as well. And I hope you all will give hugs to those who were not able to be here today for all the reasons. Okay, no one else? Then I will light one more candle for all the joys and concerns we carry in the sanctity and quiet of our hearts. Please rise in body or spirit as we sing our choral invitation to prayer, Spirit of Light.
Rise in
please remain where you are to join me in reciting our chalice extinguishing words. We
Extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again.
Announcements. Does anybody have anything to share with the community about upcoming? Yeah, come on up, and I'll ask you to speak into the mic because I just forgot to get the other microphone out.
Okay. I will be doing a sermon for next week, and it is going to be so much fun. I am so looking forward to it. So if you can remind other people that, we do have empty seats in the sanctuary, it would be lovely. But it is going to be open to both adults and children, and we're going to be doing arts and crafts. So it's no pressure. You don't have to sit there and listen to me talk for 20 minutes.
I'm John. Good morning. I got in here early this morning with my drill and a file to do battle with the recalcitrant bathroom lock. I would welcome your feedback if I was premature in taking down the lock is problematic sign that Larry put up last week. Just let me know, because I'm prepared to carry this battle on to its
Faithfully endure, John. Faithfully endure.
Hi, I'm Barb, and this is regarding our volunteering at the food bank on Wednesdays, where we serve food and help with setup and cleanup from 11 till 1:30 or 2, including free lunch. Kathy and Larry are out of town this Wednesday and the following, which is a 5th Wednesday. We cover 1, 2, 3, 4, but then we have to get volunteers for the 5th. So we're set for next Wednesday. Michael and Neil have graciously volunteered to help us this coming Wednesday when Kathy and Larry are gone. But I'm not sure who's coming on the 5th Wednesday. If anyone, Mary's coming on the 5th Wednesday. You two are coming on the 5th Wednesday. So we probably could use a couple more people. Maybe Sherry is coming on, but Mary would be the contact person for the 5th Wednesday. I'll be in school, North Carolina.
I just wanted to thank the people who brought food. We've got more food than people today, honestly. You can eat lunch and take it is fabulous. And so I want to thank Bex and Mary Angelo, and actually Trinity came in with a donation. So we've got tables of food. Please enjoy.
Beth, Mary, and Trinity bought tons of food. Martha is thanking them for bringing, and we have more food than people. So everybody eat hearty. I'm just repeating it because I never remember if the people online can hear it.
No, they're not here to eat.
Sorry, that was it. Slow burn.
Wish you were here.
I have one more announcement if nobody else has anything to add at this time. Okay, are we doing afterthoughts after the? I mean, I've said yes, and if nobody shows up, and it still doesn't happen. But I'm willing to do afterthoughts if folks are interested. We can keep it chill and informal. This weekend is Good Trouble Lives On weekend. For those of you who have received emails from me, you may have seen a link to Good Trouble and the definition of what that is. I encourage you to Google it. It's excellent research if you are not familiar. But as I said before, Amy Denali is helping to coordinate some ride cheers to the polls activity. And this is one very concrete way that the people in this room can support the continuing work to support voting rights, which is the legacy of John Lewis. So please reach out to Amy Denali, or Rin, I believe, is also going to be helping with that. If you have any questions or would like to volunteer, I think there's going to be a form that goes out for people to sign up when that's done. Anybody have any questions about any of these announcements? Okay, then I will close with our benediction. So this is a little thing from the internet that I just love, and so I'm using it today. When people talk about traveling to the past, they worry about radically changing the present by doing something small. But barely anyone in the present really thinks that they can radically change the future by doing something small. I hope today I have invited you to dwell mindfully on what it means to endure in community, and to be willing to show up with both firmness and softness of vulnerability. Each of us must define our ways and willingness of being together and choose how to act accordingly. So go forth and endure with gusto, my beloveds and fellow change agents. Demonstrate love, connect, grieve, hold the line, flex when it's the right thing to do, and make beauty in your wake. The lines we hold have only ever led to each other. Blessed be coming. Ashe and amen.